Coming up, it's Contractor-palooza as a top NXT star could be leaving for pastures new very soon. There's been a shock departure from WWE management, and a top NJPW guy could be expecting multiple offers when his contract expires also very soon. Plus, Ollie's going to be reviewing last night's AEW Dynamite, so subscribe! I've said it before, I'll say it again. Subscribe. Subscribe. Subscribe.
Support WrestleTalk!
Anyone who's anyone knows that NXT is a shell of its former self, having lost a lot of its talents to the main roster or the cuts, or just buried them in favour of younger guys coming in. Don't worry though, we've still got Ciampa versus Gargano. The feud that went on so long that Triple H had to play dad and step in to make them settle it in a warehouse so they never had to do it again. It's back, baby. Just run out of ideas already. Anywho, Ciampa is champion and babyface numero 20 is reportedly internally listed as cool guy and aspiring woodsman Kyle O'Reilly. Now, for a large portion of the pandemic era, the story of Kyle's rise to single stardom was told on NXT as he faced off against the likes of Adam Cole and Finn Balor. But now, he's just been hanging out in the woods with his out there buddy Von Wagner, lifting logs and drinking beers, couple of lads. So this news from PW Insider, which claims that Cool Kyle's contract could be set to expire next month, seriously suggests that the former Undisputed Era man could be ending an era of his own wrestling career. Now, Kyle could obviously re-sign with WWE before his contract expires, but if he lets it run out, then he would be a valuable free agent. Sean Ross Sapp got hyped on Twitter, showing us Adam Cole, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus Kenny Omega and the Bucks as something that could actually happen. I want that to happen. I'd like it very much. Sean also confirmed on Twitter that WWE had several office cuts this week, we're told in the single digits. Now, one of those cuts was said to be a bit of a shock backstage, according to PW Insider, as a 15-year tenured employee, Stan Stansky, it's not April 1st, Stan Stansky, the senior vice president of creative services, left the company. One person reportedly told PW Insider that Stansky's release is the ultimate proof that no one is safe, and yet another reminder this isn't the same company it was a year ago. Now, according to his LinkedIn, Stansky was responsible for defining and managing the overall creative look of WWE across all platforms. So quite a big deal. Then again, you can't trust LinkedIn, because according to mine, I was a heated beverage technician back when I was a TV runner. What I'm saying is, lie on your CVs, kids. Nobody cares. More contractual weeds to wade through now, as NJPW star Juice Robinson's contract is reportedly set to expire in January 2022, and that is according to Fightful Select. Fightful said that they heard from a promoter that they expect Juice to receive multiple offers from new promotions. Juice recently has also performed for Ring of Honor and Impact during the last year. But you would expect the likes of AEW to be interested, and potentially even WWE itself, as Juice was previously signed with NXT, where he performed as CJ Parker. And if WWE are interested, that could be quite convenient for Juice personally, as his fiancée, Toni Storm, is currently signed to SmackDown, so you never know, they might get to spend more time together. Come here. Someone's popped in for the end of the video. Say, right, now time for a word for our sponsors. You're useless. Useless.
Before we get on with the rest of the episode, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to this video's sponsor, Ridge, which you can get 10% off now using our link in the video description below. The Ridge have redefined the wallet, creating a minimalist card holder for up to 12 cards, plus room for all your money in a compact design which easily fits in your front pocket, unlike your current wallet, which is probably about as minimalist as a hipster burger. No one can get that in their mouth. Title of my sex tape. Ridge wallets are available in 30 different colors and styles, have RFID blocking technology to protect your cards from digital pickpockets, over 40,000 5-star reviews, and a 45-day trial period with lifetime warranty, meaning this could be the last wallet you ever have to buy. And wallets aren't all they do, as I've just picked up their awesome weatherproof commuter backpack, which has so many compartments. So please support WrestleTalk and at least check out the Ridge wallet by using our link ridge.com/WrestleTalk below. And if you like what you see, use the code WrestleTalk for 10% off. Support WrestleTalk, support your wallet with the Ridge. It's Thursday, you know what that means. It's the go-home show for the go-home show of AEW Full Gear, which in typical go-home style opened big on world champion Kenny Omega taking on the Dark Order's Alan Angels. A year and a half after their first match where Kenny sold a bit for him and it ruined AEW forever. This was more Kenny versus Kenny's own arrogance here. Then Angels get a few believable comebacks and a cocky cover of a V-trigger provided an Omega frustrating kick out, so he murdered Alan with a few more V-triggers. Kenny was just about to hit a one-winged angel on Angels on a chair in the post-match, but Hangman Page chased him off looking confident as ever, effectively building their pay-per-view match. CM Punk had an in-ring promo next, exchanging his usual cross-legged seating position for the Kevin Patrick squat crab. Subscriber crab. Subscriber crab. Please subscribe, I'm a 33-year-old man. Punk cut an excellent promo threading real-life sincerity into pro wrestling trash talk seamlessly. He said there's two people not here at today's show. One is Jon Moxley, and he's damn proud of him, asking anyone at home to get help if you need it. It's courageous to not always be the tough guy. Which brings him on to tough guy Eddie Kingston. He interrupted Punk's promo on Rampage, so he'll meet him in St. Louis at Rampage for an apology. Punk versus Kingston feels like Punk's first real feud here, as Eddie always brings the emotion. I can't wait. Right after Punk's line about tough guys, the Super Clique boasted about being tough guys and proceeded to get beat up around the stage by Christian and Jurassic Express. This was a fun return for the babyfaces, complete with that most babyface of moves, a solo concerto on an already unconscious Adam Cole. FTR took on the Revival in another Lucha This Guy's Next. Wait a second. This wasn't Dax and Cash taking on themselves. It was them against Aerostar and Samurai Del Sol, the former Kalisto from WWE. There was lots of lucha, but Cash grabbed the ropes in a roll-up to win. I feel like FTR have been sent to their version of wrestling hell with the AAA titles. They appeared to genuinely hate how the Lucha Bros never respected the US tag rules the other year, so now they've been sent to a promotion where you just have to get out the ring to switch partners. My wrestling philosophy is challenged. The Inner Circle got to choose the lineup of American top team they'll be facing in their street fight at Full Gear next. Jericho is a master of laying out a talking segment, and this had his fingerprints all over it. In fact, it might have been my favourite thing on the entire show. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky were already in, so Jake Hager chose Junior Dos Santos, calling him Popeye, and Santana added Andriy Alvovsky. Who would be the fifth man? They led the crowd down the Paige Van Zandt path brilliantly, with her saying she could take on all five of them by herself, which Jericho replied, "You want to take on all five of us by yourself? Maybe you should put that on your OnlyFans." Slut-shamed you, totally slut-shamed you. But no, we're not going to choose you, Paige. We're going to choose Dan Lambert, who had demanded respect at the start of the segment, boasting he's the #1 member, accidentally putting himself up for selection. This was a perfectly structured segment. I could see the Lambert angle coming a mile away, but that just made my smile broader with dramatic irony. I cannot wait to see him get his ass kicked. Thanks for your support on Patreon, Superkick Nick Mazesco, and Double L Liam Leonard. You can get your own shout out on the WrestleTalk news by going to patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Jamie Hayter beat Anna Jay, obviously thanks to Britt Baker and Rebel interference. So obvious, in fact, you might ask, well, why wasn't Ty Conti in Anna's corner from the start instead of just running down to save her from the post-match beatdown? Thunder Rosa ran down too for backup. MJF then came out for his latest roast of Darby Allin, who was being an emo watching in the crowd, saying that we all love Darby Allin because he's just like us, an incel. What does that say about me if I prefer MJF? You're damn right I'm a Chad. Look at this jawline. Look at it. It's so pronounced. And the hairline. Impeccable. We're best buds, me and MJF. MJF then said at the end of the day, it's not even about personality, he's just straight up a better wrestler than Darby. Darby's response was that he's everything MJF says he is. Dude, he just called you an incel, and the other week he called you a school shooter. And at the pay-per-view, they're going to have a wrestling match because he's gonna get his rage out right now. Cue a fun brawl where Darby's dad, Sting, and presumably guys from the incel meetups stopped MJF from escaping and the Pinnacle from making the save, leaving Allen and MJF to fight in the crowd. This is an interesting change of direction for their feud, making it about who is the better wrestler rather than an intense blood feud based on MJF's harsh promos. That's actually some very smart storytelling. As for Darby's character, that is what this has always been about, rising above MJF's bullying words. Malachi Black said he would be banned from ringside for Cody versus Andrade, but that Caesar was stabbed by more than one blade. Not that blade. Cody Rhodes had a support WrestleTalk sign to power him up in the actual match. I was hoping that would be enough to remind him at least one person, me, unironically loves babyface Cody amidst overwhelming negativity from everyone else. But it's not just the fans who don't like Cody. The wrestlers hate him too, as FTR hit him with the AAA tag belts to help Andrade get the win. This was match of the night for me, with Andrade smartly having scouted a lot of Cody's offense. And the post-match was nearly even better when Arn Anderson squared up to Tully Blanchard. There's your real Full Gear main event. Book it, Tony, you coward! But the Lucha Bros made the last-minute save. John Silver likely confused a lot of people next with a promo on The Budge, the PTE joke name for Adam Cole ahead of their match on Friday. Don't care though, because he's so funny. And the main event was the semi-final of the World Title Eliminator Tournament. With Moxley out, God had given Miro a second chance. Probably because God is getting a little scared of Miro now too. Orange Cassidy gave a spirited performance, but his taped up midsection was too obvious a target, and Miro tapped him out in the game over, setting up a match I did not know I needed so bad. Bryan Danielson versus Miro on pay-per-view. This is like an alternate dimension of 2018 WWE. Expect heads to get effing kicked in though. What did you think of Dynamite? Let me know in the comments. 76% of you went for, so Bryan is going to destroy Miro's neck. This didn't have the standout moments of other episodes or a match of the year contender. Sorted out AEW, but they did a great job building Full Gear and the show absolutely flew by. This week's Dynamite is 4 out of 5. Now click the next video to learn more about Jon Moxley entering rehab. Jon Moxley was scheduled to take on Orange Cassidy on tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite, where he was expected to win, advancing to the World Title Eliminator Tournament final at next week's Full Gear to face Bryan Danielson. But real life has understandably scuppered those plans. AEW President Tony Khan has posted on Twitter,